Hello, crafty friends. This is Genevieve, and here I am making a project for my mother. I'm just flipping through a sticker book now, searching for some inspiration. But what I've done is already place the recipe cards down on a piece of light pink cardstock there. She used these cards when she was a little older than me, about my age. She owned a bakery, and she used these pieces, these laminated pieces, with her employees, baking up a storm. Didn't want to get her books all flowered up. So here I am taking a break from that because I wasn't finding my inspiration, and when I was putting some of the already finished pieces away, I had discovered they weren't really fitting the sleeves. So I'm taking these pieces and bringing them back down from 12 by 12, probably 1/8 of an inch, just so that they slide in and out more comfortably. They're not buckling, and that really does the trick. But you can see here my cuts are so spacey. It's because of the humidity. Even though I sink my blade, the humidity has made the paper soft, and it's just made it want to tear. So I went in and I took a little extra section off that one to clean the cut, but really can't do anything about that humidity if I want to keep the windows open on a bright sunny summer day, and I do. So this second piece is an example of what I had to do with the rest of the pages. I had to go ahead and pull up the washi tape on the edges that I had already laid down, so that I could cut that edge. I could just left the washi tape, but I personally love the look of the washi tape rolling over the edge. I feel like it gives that finished edge a continuous look, like if you had inked your pages. Just extending that washi tape all the way to the underside creates that infinity effect, or that continuation, where it feels a lot more cohesive and finished. And here I am just laying that washi back down, and you can see me picking at the edges of the page because the humidity, even though that this didn't rip, it still gave me just a very rough cut. So there was little lint edges, not a clean cut in the slightest. And for this one, I'm removing my trimmer, and I'm pulling out my craft knife here. I'm switching my 11 blade, which is what you can traditionally find, to a 10 blade. I find that the curved edge helps with picking up the washi. The tip of the 11 blade will often scratch the paper, dig into it. So using the convex edge with the more surface area makes it less likely to catch and tear. And here Camille insisted that I take a break from crafting to love on her a little. I went ahead and used that 11 blade on the next couple of pages. You can see here this succulent background page also had washi edges. I picked that up and sliced that down a little too. I believe Camille is giving us a break here. I had to stop filming because she was being a little insistent. So if you see that throughout the video, she made me take several breaks. Here I'm pulling up the washi tape on this piece. It was really giving me problems. I tried to use the same washi tape throughout the project because it is a whole comprehensive album. I was trying to use some continuous themes, colors. So I pull out my sticker book here and look through to see if I can come up with a title or another sort of theme for the page. And the style that the washi was in that blocky interior only style where it's framing it, I was also struggling with. And here I am pulling out these two plaid washi tapes and picking between them. I figured that I needed something dark to balance out this pattern page. So I chose that washi because it had the dark green like the leaves, and I felt that the burgundy in that one went well with the pink background, and it would give me more opportunity to use some of the tape I had already laid down, like that pink glitter piece. And here's Camille again. And you can see how careful I'm being with blade, but again, that convex blade really assists in picking up the edge of the washi and not damaging anything underneath. I keep a lot of this washi and use it later on. I tried to reuse it in the same piece. There you can see the plaid. It really, the dark framing, holding on the color of the leaves, brings it all together. And you can see me here wrapping underneath to create that more finished edge, like I said earlier, I prefer. And now I was trying to decide on where I wanted the washi placed. I'm trying not to create the exact same washi placement on every single project in this album because the recipe cards are all the same size. It's very easy to do the exact same thing page after page, but I really wanted to create some interest. There goes that pink glitter tape. It ripped, unfortunately. That top angle is one I've done before, but I really felt that it was what the project needed. So the entire page of washi tape was ultimately removed and replaced. And you can see the little pieces of ephemera. It says family favorite and delicious. And it just turned out well. And this one, I'm very excited to be working on it again. I've gone through all my other pages. I got inspired when I went through that last one to just make that one more cohesive, really brought this piece that I was struggling with in the beginning back into focus. And it made it so that I could actually work on this piece, and my mind was a lot clearer, and I was much more inspired. And here I'm actually using the pieces of washi from the page that I had just dissected and redone. I have several pieces of ephemera or stickers here that are part of this page. And right now I'm looking for a title. I know that I want to make it more cohesive, so I love that washi tape. Oh my goodness, I just got plenty distracted by that. It's pink and blue and purple and black, and it really goes with that black, white, purple that's going on. And this, ultimately, this piece here that I've just picked up becomes my title. So you can see me moving everything to the side, and I pull out my T-square ruler, and I use that and my cutting mat. You can see there, I stopped myself and I grabbed the ruler because I said to myself, I have tools, let's use them. And I have a lot of sticker books from Create 365, and they create a lot of different pieces that some of them have alphas in it, so I actually use the alphas from that in this title. And this page, I'm now feeling very inspired, so the next few minutes are just going to be me putting things on and going back and adding more and going back and adding more. I have a very simple style. I think I'm a little afraid to go ahead and do a lot because, as you saw earlier, I had that page where I had lots of different types of washi tape, and it just wasn't working. But here you can see that title, Lost in a Buttercream Dream. And so I'm always afraid that when I make those multiple colors, multiple types of tape, whatever, what have you, I'm always worried that it's not going to work together, it's not cohesive, there's too much. And so I keep it simple, but I really loved this one where I got to go back again and again and just add this other thing that I thought of, just this little, as you can see here, it's just this little cupcake. I think I'm finally finished. There you are. Yes, you can see Lost in a Buttercream Dream. Well, maybe you can't see it. And that is Camille. As I said, she was very helpful throughout my entire crafting process today. She insisted on helping, as she does. This is the last piece, and I saved it for last because it's the only one that's not laminated. I thought I was going to be using that pattern paper there with the typing on it, the newsprint, as it were. And I played around with this piece. I started to put the page together. With multiple mats. And that was what I was starting with. So you can see me here cutting that down to create a mat for the recipe card. And I'm doing the same thing here with this pink one. I'm actually just cutting the center out because I wanted to use that. And here, I hope you can see, I could barely see. But perhaps you could see there was some typing on that page. And the stains, chocolate, just so you know, it's all chocolate, you might see. I was a little worried at first. Found them in the back of the closet. Is that mold? No, it was cocoa powder. Just took a little whiff and I took a close look. Ultimately, I decided to put away the multiple mats and really focus on the title of this piece because you couldn't really see what the subject was. So I felt like the page was going to have a lot of journaling on it and it needed to have something more to describe what you're actually looking at other than a index card covered in cocoa powder, which may or may not be cocoa powder. So I start out with this scripty and it just wasn't working for me. Yes, the recipe is actually a sponge cake. So I actually decided on the joy of cooking because that's where the recipe came from. I asked my mom, where did you find this? Is there another place? Do I have to write it up and record it? And she's like, no, I just pulled it out of the joy of cooking. Okay. And so I decided that was going to be my title. And you can see here I'm playing around with the T ruler and I hated the look of the pencil lines. They just wouldn't come off. And you can see me here trying with the alcohol markers to try and create that. And I love that joy. But the cooking didn't fit. It just wasn't working. No, I should have just cut that out and fussy cut it and then done the other word on another page, fussy cut cooking, but I decided that I wanted to make the title look like the front of Joy of Cooking. So I decided to copy their text, their type text. What is that called? The font. I decided to go ahead and copy their font. So you see me getting frustrated here. I'm just like, it's just not working. The script just is not working. I much prefer how that turns out. It's still lacking something for me, so I'm going in here with alcohol markers and doing some shading. Started with that red, creates a beautiful main color. That was what I wanted. And when you look at the front of Joy of Cooking, it is a solid type, all the same color. There is no shading to it, but it's not included. But the last finishing touch, I used an embossing pen from Ranger and some extra thick embossing powder, and I went over it several times to create a nice glossy finish, like the jacket of The Joy of Cooking has a nice glossy finish, so I wanted to emulate that. You'll see a still shot of that at the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I will be here to craft with you again soon. Until next time.